Thank you for calling the latest and greatest car parts store. How can I help you?
Yeah, hello? I just got a pretty sweet new car, and I need some wheels. You want to sponsor me?
Hello, welcome to this installment of One of a Kind. My name is Ben. I'm sure this is the first time for a lot of you to click on the channel, and yes, everything you saw in the thumbnail was a new part that was sent to me from a sponsorship deal that I've just started seeking out this year. Last year I did seek out a couple of sponsorships and I did everything the wrong way. First, I want to tell you a couple things before I explain exactly what my approach was to get all of these companies to take a chance on me, because one, I don't have a big social media following on any platform. What if you don't have a big social media following and you don't have the latest and greatest thing? I have a 2008 Dodge Caliber CSRT4, which one is not a highly sought after car. Two, there's virtually zero aftermarket support. And three, they didn't make a lot of them. So when it comes down to it, the car is about 20% of the equation. It doesn't matter how much money you've spent with whoever you're trying to get a sponsorship from. Just because you spent $10,000 with them does not make you a prime candidate for a sponsorship. Let me assure you that no matter how friendly you get with these people, this is a business. And they don't care about the fact that they really like you. But that's not going to do anything for you when it comes to sponsorship. So, how did I get a sponsorship from these companies not having a huge social media platform following? I don't have the latest and greatest thing, and I haven't spent a bunch of money with any of these companies. Some of these companies I spent zero with. Who do I have a sponsorship from? Right now, SRT4 Gear sponsored me with the brand new set of Gecko coilovers and airbags meant for my car, which is the first time it's ever been offered to go on a website and click a button and have air for your car. Modern Performance, also an SRT based SRT4. They do a lot of other cars, I believe, but they're one of the few aftermarket support companies for my car. Supplied me with adjustable front and rear I might not edit that out, front and rear adjustable sway bar links. And then again with SRT4 gear, I got rear adjustable camber arms and rear toe links. Now, to top all of that stuff off, and this is the big one, I know a lot of YouTubers have that plaque when they get to 100,000 subscribers. This was sent to me by Airlift Performance. And if you're any sort of a car enthusiast, that you know Airlift is the top. Airlift Performance is the best when it comes to management. Now, Airlift sent me the 3P management system. I also have a sponsorship with Turbo Bay Performance, and that's going to be a brand new STG3, which is the 9-blade upgrade with also a CNC machined turbine capable of up to 500 horsepower. So how am I getting all of these big known companies to take a chance on me? Well, I can't say for sure all of the other avenues or approaches that you could take. By the way, I'm not going to pull an OJ. Behind me you can see some carbon fiber steering wheels. That's what I'm doing right now to supplement some income. If you are in the market for some sort of carbon fiber skinned product, whether it's a steering wheel, interior, exterior parts, I do anything from customized key fobs all the way up to a big fabricated part that's never been made before. If you have any interest in receiving something that's the same quality of what you see put on my car, go ahead and email me, oneoak78@gmail.com. Like I was about to say, I don't know all of the best avenues for you to go about getting a sponsorship. I know the one that I took. You have to have some things that you've accomplished already. You have to have some things that you are in the process of attempting to accomplish, and then you have to have some goals, things that you haven't even gotten into yet, but that you plan for with your car. Now, this isn't me tooting my horn. This is just 100% facts. I have won first place at 97% of the shows that I've entered, from a small local show that's 10 minutes down the road to one of the traveling shows, Hot Import Nights or Import Face Off, that goes around the country, that I drove a couple hundred miles to enter. And that's my avenue. That's how I went to with these companies. My car does look good already. It has a proven history of winning, so I'm doing something right with that aspect. And that comes in big with the company, because let's say you do a show, or let's say you're into car shows and you haven't won anything yet. What do you do when you don't win? You look at the guy that did, and you look at what they have. What do they have that I don't? So for a company to see somebody that constantly wins on any level of show they go to is a big factor in why I got sponsored. Also, what I'm in the middle of right now, which is doing the wide body and putting it on air, which is taking it to that next level. And then my future goals, which is I want my car to be in SEMA. I don't know if I could win at SEMA, but just the fact that I could be there and my car on display would be a win by itself. But this is the approach that I use for these companies. Now, all of these big companies, if you go onto their website, they have that section for sponsorship. And I can tell you that I've done that with many of them, including some of the ones that have now said yes. And that was just a complete waste of time for me. I never heard back from anything. You have to have dialogue with a person. You can't just drop in an entry into a digital that's just going to get lost in a group of ones and zeros. You have to talk to an actual person. And in that, say, what is your selling feature for a sponsorship? Because at the end of the day, I want to assure you again that this is a business deal. These people are not going to give you something unless they see the benefit or the potential for them to have a return on the investment. So how are you going to do that? Well, for me, I go to a lot of shows, at least 15 a year per season. And my season's limited because I live in Maine. I go to big shows, and not only do I go to these, I have plans to go to the biggest SRT4 show in the country, if it's still being put on this year. At the time I got these, COVID-19 was not here. Same thing with wanting to go to SEMA this year. There's no chance of them being postponed, so that was part of my sales pitch. I'm going to be going to some of the biggest traveling shows in the country, of which for the past 2 years I've won first place at. I'm going to be going to the biggest SRT4 show in the country. I want to and am going to seek out and do whatever I need to go to SEMA. Now those things, plus what I'm doing right now, I am fabricating the wide body, and I'm doing that by myself, by my hand. I'm not purchasing this off of a shelf. So when I'm done, this is going to be one of one, which puts me in a different category. The rendering that I have sent to these companies and what I see it to look like in the end obviously sparked enough interest with them. This is how I've created value for myself. I do win a lot. You have to show these people how they're going to get a return on investment. Now, with some of these people, I also did, I posed this deal, and that is, let's say you give me this fuel rail right here. Now, this isn't a sponsored part. It just so happens to be right in front of me while I come up with this. So I'm going to ask you to give me this fuel rail, and I'm going to tell you right now that I will send 10 people to buy this fuel rail from you over the course of the next 12 months. And if at the end of that 12 months, 10 people haven't come to you and purchased, then I will pay for it. Now, I haven't had anybody take me up on that yet. Even the companies that have sponsored me have said, no, we're not worried about that. But the fact that I'm willing to make that commitment, that I'm so sure in myself, my build, and my car, and who I'm going to be put in front of, that I'm willing to make that commitment to you, says a lot about me and where I'm going to go with my car. So another thing is, when you finally do get one of these people on the phone and you actually talk to them, they're going to send you to that place where you put in that sponsorship just like everybody else. But the difference this time is that you've already started dialogue with this person. So you're not going to get lost in a herd. You're already talking to this person some way, through directly, one-on-one in an email, or by talking to them on the phone. So you're going to be able to contact them again and say, hey, I went ahead and submitted my application for sponsorship. Now you have an actual person that's going in and looking for your specific car. They're going to go look for your application versus you falling into a herd with 5,000 other people that an actual person most likely is not going to look at. And if they do, it's going to be quick. Scroll, scroll, scroll. They're going to look for that photo of a car that catches them. These pictures have got to be the best representation of your car as possible. Don't make the pictures so good that when they end up seeing your car in person, they're disappointed. There's a fine line there. But don't be sending up pictures from like 70 feet away with 2 other cars in the photo, and just, I'm not saying you gotta have some master photography editing skills, but crop out the rest. You know, the more professional you go at this approach, the more people are gonna take you seriously. If you pull some shit like my intro,
yeah, hello? You want to sponsor me?
that's not gonna happen. Nobody's ever gonna take you seriously, and you're never gonna get anything. And it took me being turned down by a lot of companies to really learn that and start figuring that out. So if that's the one thing that you take away from this video, and that is, take this seriously. This is a professional deal. This is going into an agreement with somebody, and both parties have a goal. These people are not sitting over there feeling all generous, like, oh, who can we give some car parts to today? This guy deserves it because he saved a puppy from a burning building. They don't give a shit. They want to make money. Now, you might get to be friendly with these reps that you speak with. You might even get to the point where you call them friends. I do. The owner of SRT 4Gear, I consider him a friend now. The owner of Turbo Bay Performance, you know, I consider them friends because we end up talking about other things more than just the business deal of sponsorship. But I can assure you that that is the #1 most important factor when you're reaching out to these people. It's not going to be how popular you are, how cool you are, how cool your car is, how it gets you all these women or men, whichever way you happen to run. It's 100% a business deal. So I hope maybe there was some stuff you can pull from this video that will help you. I want to see everybody take their car and put their own unique spin on it to a custom level so that you're never seeing the same thing twice. That is my goal. It's what I do. I eat, sleep, and breathe this. Again, if you have any interest in any carbon fiber work done, take a second, smash that like button. It really helps me with the algorithms. Also, subscribe to the channel. If you are a car enthusiast, right now, subscribe to this channel, because the things that I'm going to be doing with this build are going to be awesome. So, become part of the Wonofakind family. And remember, you guys, until next time, keep it custom.